Yeah. The electric mission. All right. So we left off with Mr. Woody Wood Phillips and this jumpers, and we kind of determined that through chemical energy and mechanical energy merge to create flame, we could summon these powers to do these things. I mean, when you consider ants, I mean, this is pretty miraculous. And of course, the 9-volt energizer, and this is a pile alkaline 9 volts. I don't know what kind of amps. I don't know if it says what kind of amps. There may be a way we can check the amps. But like I said, we've got a problem. A lot of my shit's up in storage. It's all gone. I'm in the process of moving. And I've got this multimeter, which may or may not have some problems with it. You see, it's going a little haywire, and I don't have any leads. I have this. This is it. This is the challenge of the episode. Electrical engineers, join me. Don't forget to click subscribe below. I'm on the quest to check out the mysterious powers of electricity for the sake of the world. So let's dig in. We're going to retard this battery real quick and focus on getting this multimeter. I want to find out just how many amps is this battery doing. I mean, we could use Google, but we're wanting to test our knowledge. You know, you got to get skin in the game, and it's like, uh-oh, what are we going to do? We've got this A right here. We got this MA. We got this thing that says COM, and we got this V and a horseshoe-looking thing. That horseshoe-looking thing is the Greek letter Omega, and Omega, in this case, represents ohms. Ohms is a unit of resistance, for those of you who don't know. God bless Google for some of that knowledge. But in this case, COM, you see COM right here, this black area, this is your ground. These are going to be your hots. And this does something else. Like I said, this requires a lot of training. I don't have the money to go to school. So, you know, I can kind of speculate. And plus, I mean, dabbling with it, it's not like I'm working a job. So I'm just experimenting with my own passion. But this is milliamps, this is amps. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to get the milliamps, because I don't expect to be using a whole lot of power. If we need more power, we will. Now, what do we got here? Can you see this? You see that little copper wire just kind of hanging, dangling right there? What I'm going to do is take this alligator clamp. Go ahead and clamp them on right here. And you can see it's holding that cable. That's a very thin copper cable, in my opinion. I mean, if we're talking about gauge, I mean, I don't even know what you call it. I mean, it's like literally less hair than my fucking beard hair. I mean, there's like nothing there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this down. Just imagine the jewels of force. I want you guys and gals and in betweens to kind of understand that, you know, if these were ants down here, this is like a grain elevator. I mean, you could drown a city of ants. And I learned these ants and roaches and bugs, their legs are kind of springy. You know? And God only knows what their brains are like and what they think. I try to show respect to the bugs and snakes and wildlife. It's easy to be cruel, but it's sometimes neat to watch them do what they do. So let's get to work on this. This area, we're going to have to stick something in there. And this ain't going to cut it, as you can see. It's kind of goes in the hole. It ain't sticking. I don't have another plug, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to tip in the stash and go in here in the devil's bag. It's like, whoa, let's see what we got. We got some Romex right here, and this just might do the trick. Stick it, and look at that. What did I say? I told you. That's the trick. All right. So I know this kind of looks motley and a little insane, but like I said, this is insane electric engineering. Terry Tyler from Tupelo and South Chasen trying to get this going and stem up your stem cells. So let's just go ahead and do a simple volt calculation. This one thing I know, we're going to switch it to the green voltage right here because green is DC. There's AC and there's DC. And you see right here, it's just kind of fucking up. We've got this oblong cable, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and latch another alligator clamp on. And that's going to be the negative. We're going to go ahead and clamp that here on our battery post, and then we're going to take this and we're going to clamp it on here, and hopefully we're going to see something. And it looks like it's just going in. So, like I said, they don't advise you to move this while it's on. See this? Morning, Michael. We are trying to figure this. We've got an experiment right here in the electric lab. We're in the electric lab this morning, and I know I've got another multimeter. I think what we're doing here is let's go ahead and put this back up. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. We're going to do something very bold. We're going to take this one out. We're going to stick it in here. There it is. I think we're supposed to be seeing 9 volts, is it not? So we're going to have to go ahead. And hallelujah. There it is. The other multimeter. We're going to see if I make shit batshit crazy or if this one can actually help us out. Here's what we going to do. And as you can see, it's still. I don't. Might be fucked up. Mistake of this. We're going to take our pile alkaline battery. This is our negative. I guess if we wanted to. Yes, that's mid-south medium root cell. Get out. Annual reports. You got to pay a fee, to stay in business. Whether you make sales or not, it's just, pay a fee. A lot of folks say I'm not qualified. And like I said, the only way you get qualified is you just got to get fucking skin in the game. You get knocked down, just get fucking right back up. Here's our power. This is our positive juice. Now, this is a rule of thumb I learned back in the day. Hook your negative up first, your earth ground. The electrons supposedly flow from hot to ground, but they do dyslexic shit. Like they'll show it in another direction. So the electrons are supposed to flow in a circuit, like coming right out of here, going to go up into this device that's going to measure it. Hey, small puppy. The the electrical device is going to go in here, and then it comes out here. So let's go ahead. We've got the ground hooked up, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug up the hot. And what do we got? 2.85. Is that it? Is that 582? That's 582. 582. Okay. We can move this down here to the decimal point, or we can move it up to where you see it's 5.6 volts. That we're looking at. Now, measuring the amps is going to be a little different. And I don't think this one can measure the amps. It has the ohms and the other, but to measure the amps, amperage, you have to have something running through it. I think that one of these is tests for continuance, for continuity, but we're not going to get into that. I guess now the focus of this discussion, now that we've shown that this battery has this level of power, we've got the other multimeter. What we're going to do is start taking apart these other LEDs from this chassis. You see they're embedded in here. Okay, so there goes the chassis. Kind of reflective substance, but what we can do is these all plug into the main board, and this board is controlled by a switch. You can see if you look at this circuit board really closely, the switch down here is going to initiate the power surge. All these interconnected circuits, transistors, resistors, they're going to do varying functions. We've also got the electromagnetic inductor, the inducting coil here, and this transformer box, and a bunch of these CAN capacitors. You see these capacitors here, and then this one thing here has got a spool of wire wrapped around it. Spool of copper wire, like a transformer, right in there. And it's like, what the fuck is that? If you had one of these things in a large scale, it can, the electrons rotate around it and they create an electromagnetic field. So you see right here, this is a USB port. This USB port can plug into like your standard dongle. And you've also got your three-way LED. This is the light emitting diode. The diode can't flow out. It goes into substrate. It doesn't go back through. So you can have Schottky diodes. They're Schottky diodes. And There's different types of diodes that you may put on a simple circuit to prevent electricity from going backwards. And like I said, I'm a bit new to this. I know a little bit, but I'm pretty much a dabbler. We've got these pins here that connect to these circuits, and I do not have a circuit map. So what we're gonna do is this. We want to see some fucking action. Here is the battery. This was the initial power source, which it looks like 3 are ground, 3 are hot. We could technically take these apart. And plug these in here. But let's go ahead and plug this in first. Plug it in. Ah! Now you hit this instrument. There you go. Pretty wicked, right? So something is happening in here that's preventing the flow. We're not being able to keep that flow. Either we don't have the juice, or something's missing. So my job here is to take a fucking look in the devil's bag, the devil's stash, and we're gonna find out what the fuck is causing this. And I've got a pretty nifty bag. Let's see what we got. Guess one thing we'll do. Get one of these things and collect some photons. People who don't know what photons are, they're an expression of energy. Or we can also do this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bulb. Remember, you're never too old, you're never too bold, but Terry Tyler. This could cause a fire. So I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and disconnect this from the circuit. Snip. And a snip. Okay. So this thing could be dead action. I'm thinking this might be the culprit. We don't know if this is the culprit or not, but whether it is or it's not, we're treating it as dead action. That fucker's going over there. This This Punjabi right here is coming with me. Again, taking your chemical energy, igniting. You see that? By the way, I'm looking for a team. If you're crack team, work with me. A lot of people are out to steal and fuck people. I'm out to try to save the world, man. A lot of people say the world ain't worth saving. And it's like, well, I've been there. I am there. It's pretty dark. And, it's cocksuckers like you motivate me. Keep me going. I try to do good for y'all, I mean, Terry Tyler ain't shit. A lot of people don't like Terry Tyler. But Terry Tyler, so here we have these braided into a band right here. Are y'all seeing that? I think these are going to either be our negatives or our hots. And who knows? I'm speculating. I don't think these have any intelligent circuitry. So we're not actually dealing with. And again, thankfully, the windows are open. This smoke is seriously hazardous. You don't want to breathe that shit. Yes, you burn your fingers, you get glass in it. It hurts. It's painful. So, you can't take the fucking heat. Stay out of the goddamn lab. I said, I heard it once said, you turn any hotel into a trap joint, trap house. Turn it a shoot joint, a bordello. So, you turn it into den of here we have peace manufactured. Hubba hubba. So, with that said, let's go ahead and insert this. This is going to be, I guess, the power jack. We're going to go ahead and take our positive leads. We're assuming these are positive and these are negative leads. Okay. And we're going to hold this. And now we're going to initiate our shoot. Nothing. What the fuck? What happened? So we have cross polarity. I tell you what, with these canisters, what do they call it? This is an electrical engineer's term. It's if you are out there in the audience, I know there's somebody out there, feel free to shout it out. It's a term. It's basically what it means is they have to flow positive to negative. Positive to negative. If you reverse polarity, They're polarized. Ah, yes. Fuck yes. Ah, my finger. The secret of the black finger. They are polarized. Actually, that's a glass finger. Piece of wire in my finger. It's polarized. Basically, a capacitor or Zener diodes or whatever you call them. There's Schottky diodes, Zener diodes, but there's different types of capacitors. These CAN capacitors right here they got a little bit of acid and shit inside of them. Basically, you hook one up to the positive and you hook one up to the negative. If you hook them up backwards, the motherfuckers will smoke and catch fire and destroy them. They're unforgiving. Whereas in a diode, the diode is always, it's got that substrate in it. You ain't got to fucking worry about it with a diode. And that's why sometimes you'll put a diode in line with one of these things based on what I know. So let's go ahead and let's reverse this. Voltage. Too much, too little. This thing was allegedly smoked. And then we're going to have to repeat the same process here. Again, it is smoky as fuck. And you don't want that shit going in your lungs. Now, I ain't wanting to talk about putting smoke in lungs. I used to smoke cigarettes, and every once in a while I will smoke a cigarette. It's very rare. I have done some terrible things to my lungs. So it's kind of like in the Catholic Church. I don't know if you've looked into that, but they've got different levels of martyrs. It's pretty interesting. And, I guess at certain points in life, it's like, wow, with the option to learn and live for saying that, but I suggest you check out the catechism. It's something that's very interesting. I haven't had the chance to look at it. Thankfully, we have the internet. should hopefully still have freedom and ability to research subjects. Okay, so pretty much here, there's 6 wires. Six fucking wires. There's 6 LEDs. But there's 2 cables coming from the LEDs to this thing. And I guess what we're going to do now is to measure. And we're only running for an hour, and I'm exhausted. This is harder for me than it is for you, folks. I'll put it to you like that. As hard as for you. This is my way of giving back. I don't have to do it all the time. But try to keep a variety. I mean, fuck. Cocksucker's gonna run a channel, run a fucking channel. It ain't all clucking brews and slaying bitches either. There's a lot of intellect. Okay, so that. That, no, that, that. What the fuck is this for? Okay, so this one doesn't appear to do anything. This, that has connectivity. This and that nothing. This and that connectivity. Okay. So this one doesn't appear to be doing anything. So we've got 2 wires here that don't be doing shit. So this is the adventures of the metal. I mean, if you look at ants, this is metal and chemicals, lithium ion. This has to somehow get energy inside of it. 5 volts. Fucker. Five volts. What we got? This one. 7, 8. $5.48. Let's see. Is there anything here? So, this. This. One more fucking cable. Preferably an alligator cable. There is another one. Stash. Oh, yeah. It's 3 volts. All right. So, again, connect that to that. That. To that. I think there's a way we can check what is it called? Current flow. And since we've got this fucker, this is badly fucked up. We're going to do our amps, which I think is indicative of the flow. You've got your volts, which is like your charge. You've got your ohms, and you've got your resistance. There's a few things I'm working on. It's called EIR. And there's a few things you can use. It's nifty shit. Like I said, I can't get a job pissing sidewalk. But some people can do this shit and they can make a little bit of loot. I try to. Cocksuckers try to steal my shit. And they're not eager to give handouts. They say, you're a bum, you're a bum, you're an N-word, you're no good. We don't need your time. So you gotta go finance it yourself. Otherwise, um, all right. So we're gonna hook that ground there. And we're gonna hook this positive lead here. We're gonna complete the circuit through the battery. Okay, this goes to the battery. This goes to the hot. Excuse me. This is the hot here. Hot. Plug it in. I think what we've got to have is the negative runs through the COM port. Is what it checks. By the way, we're down to 7 minutes. 7-minute warning. Clean up time. And try to do me and not hire me. You want to try to cut your people. You don't fucking work with your people. Surprise when the bottom falls out. You're going to have a sad day. A very sad day. But here's our negative. I guess we can try this. Still not here. Fucking piece of shit. Like I said, it's a real piece of shit. that or I got the fucking wires crossed. No, it's still a piece of shit. So what happened is you see how it's not clicking this. Well, we're here. I think we're going to set a segue. I need you garbage puffers to donate subscribers now to get my fucking merch swing, Lord, for using your name in vain. But right now, we're going to have to break down this multimeter and figure out what the fuck is the problem. Get down to bare bones. And pets, dogs, and kitty cats. Goddamn money don't come easy, you bums. Here we go. Alright, we got these screws out. I mean, I'm putting in my work for the day. A lot of fuckers say, man, how does a man that don't work? I said, man, I've been applying for jobs. You know, they won't let me work pissing on the sidewalk. But if they do, I promise you it's going to be a pretty neat project. We don't want to tear this thing up. This used to be an expensive multimeter. This still is, I mean. Look at this. You guys are almost out of video. And I'm really enjoying my work. It's just we don't get R&D money. R&D money. Where's my angel investors? I mean, everybody's out trying to do their own next big thing. They're always trying to cut somebody, and that will always be the downfall. God willing. That's it, man. You build a house of deceit. You build a house of lies. You build a house of treachery. I don't know. We got to get old Woody. Oh, Woody. Gosh, we're coming down in the last 30 seconds. You cunts. You miserable cunts. I had to take down a couple videos. But don't forget to check out the Dan Pena. All right, we're here. 1, 2, 3.